like a moth from a cocoon. My soul became part of the dark heart, smelted inextricably into the fabric of its existence. So long as it remains dormant, if I am to be wed to this power, then I must ensure that it never gets used again. For that to happen, both the heart and I must fade into obscurity. I have no regrets. You gave me the opportunity to reckon with my past and pay penance. This journey has brought closure to the life of Count Verandis Ravenwatch. I have a fresh start. As do we all. The kings are soon to speak. You should be there. I have no idea what the future holds, but you seem to be the axis upon which this world turns. If it still has some use for me, I'm sure our paths will cross again. Until then, my friend.
Arana said they'd be this way. Come on.
Father!
They said you were gone.
I was, and I will be again. We have much to discuss, but I will not be returning to House Ravenwatch.
But, who will...
You three have no more need of a guardian. It's time I put the future of the Ravenwatch in your hands.
But you'll still visit, right?
Every chance I get.
Here and gone, here and gone. It's cruel to play with a girl's heart like this. But I'm glad Verandis kept his promise. Ugh, I'm having too many feelings right now. Great, terrible, everything in between. I've waited so long for Verandis to stop hovering over my shoulder. But I never thought it would be because he's not around. I realized something, though. When you and Lyris told me he wasn't coming back. I can't shed tears for him. It's not what he needs from me. He needs someone to carry on after him. To do the work he can't anymore. So that's what I'll do. Keep his legacy alive. Somebody has to keep tabs on all those pesky vampires. Don't think it's just Verandis I expect to visit. It'd be nice bumping into you somewhere other than a moldy cavern once in a while. Castle Ravenwatch is always open to you. It's not like we have a shortage of guest rooms. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to give Verandis an earful. I think I heard the Ard calling for you when we were talking to Arana. They're making some proclamation in the audience chamber. Better not miss your accolades.
Adusa heard that Verandis had been imprisoned in the void, but he's here. Forgive me. This one is glad to see you, Five Claw. Your help at Reachwind Depths was much appreciated. Without your assistance, Cathad would still be in the deep tombs. There was a time when this one felt more like a nursemaid than compatriot to those two. But Gwendis and Fenorian are no longer helpless kittens. Count Verandis need not worry. Adusa stands firm. House Ravenwatch will endure. House Ravenwatch has a long and noble tradition. This one will run the estate in Count Verandis' absence. She has done so before. As for the Ravenwatch, our work will continue. Gwendis is coming into her own, and Fenorian shows promise. Cathad has much training to complete before he can take his place as a fully functional member of the Ravenwatch. Oh, he has the skills and the proper outlook, but he needs time to hone those abilities and learn our methods. He will work out well.
I don't know what I expected when Arana said there was someone waiting to see us, but I thought he was gone. I don't think there's anything left that could surprise me today. Forget I said that. Better not tempt fate. No, I don't mean to give the wrong impression. It's all just a bit much. Maybe I should sit down. Did he really say he wants us to take over the Ravenwatch? Right. I didn't imagine it. The truth is, we were already considering the future of the Ravenwatch after you returned without Verandis. It seems that will bear further discussion. But I'm relieved that the circumstances are different. Your endorsement gives me confidence. Though we were hoping you'd consider joining our ranks, officially. Given everything you've done for the Ravenwatch, it only seems right that we consider you one of our own. That is, if you want. Welcome to the Ravenwatch. I suppose that makes me your superior now. I'll try not to let it go to my head. I actually have your first assignment, if you're ready. You're to endure as much of the cheer and praise as the Ard and his people can heap upon you. And you're to have absolutely nothing to do with evil vampires for at least, I don't know, a day? Think you can manage that, recruit? Remember, you're representing House Ravenwatch now. Consider this a diplomatic mission. I believe the Ard was calling for you when we spoke to Arana. He was headed to the audience chamber with the other rulers, last I saw.
Now, I must bid farewell to my beloved wards. I have never been comfortable with goodbyes, but I should realize by now that they are rarely forever. I won't be joining the festivities, but rest assured, I will be watching. I have no idea what the future holds, but you seem to be the axis upon which this world turns. If it still has some use for me, I'm sure our paths will cross again. Until then, my friend.
I thought you might enjoy a welcome surprise for once, Snow Lily.
Oh, sigh. You always know how to... Oh, hello, partner.
Finally, the guest of honor has arrived. Let's have a word.
Not a moment too soon. Kadak's eager to demonstrate that he's the equal of any Nord king. He hopes it will legitimize his claim as king of the Reach. He's not wrong, but he'd look more a fool if I weren't here to keep his temper on a leash. That I am. It's a new dawn. For me, for Markarth, for the Reach. After all you've done to bring it back from the brink of oblivion, putting up with Kadak's arse-headed notions is the least I can do to make sure it wasn't wasted effort. Let's not stretch the bones of reason. There'll be no shortage of bickering and cursing in our future, but there's trust. So long as we both want what's best for the Reach, that'll do. Best to see him now. I can see him casting glares our way.
Fair adventurers. Come and go as you please. Keep three kings and a jarl biding on their thumbs in a crowded hall. Suppose you've earned that right, Rover. Near everybody in this room wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. Simply put, I like that. In doing what needed doing, you brought all the crowns of Skyrim to one hall. You put the Grey Host back in the ground, and you gave us clear skies. At last, we can see where we must go. Take this with all our thanks. Free hands of Markarth, you long-suffering lot, I call my kin. We've survived another long night. Darker than we've ever known. But we didn't endure it alone. Against the Grey Host we found unlikely allies. And put aside old grudges. Together, we not only survived, we flourished.
We owe these miracles to the efforts of all kinds. Reachman, Nord, Vampire, Outlander. Heroes of every stripe. Let us follow their example. We have warred together. We celebrate together. Let us rebuild together.
From this day forward, we clash mugs instead of swords. Peace and prosperity to all our kingdoms. Cheers to the heroes of Skyrim.
Let us remember them with song and drink. We, the children of Skyrim, we shall endure.
Yay!
Looking for another adventure, my friend? You need to learn to relax for a while. Eat, drink, find a companion. Life's too short for anything else. I do. She's an impressive young woman. Is Western Skyrim ready for Svanna? That's the more pertinent question. Solitude shuns the outside world, while Svanna reaches for it. We'll have to see how that works out in the end. I have no desire to replace a despot. Haven't these people suffered enough? In any event, my forces are stretched too thin to take on much more. If the people request help, however, I will put whatever resources I can at their disposal.
I think that went well, don't you? I thought it would be best to keep the speeches short. I'm just glad my father agreed to let me take the lead. I don't know that the Ard has the patience for one of the Skald King's epic toasts. After years of saber-rattling, we need to start learning how to be good neighbors. How will we trade goods? How will we resolve disputes? Jarl Svanna and I are resolved to lay a foundation that our diplomats can build upon, however long it takes us. Right, the Ard. I think it might be best for Svanna and I to work closely on a framework first, and present it to Ard Kadak. He's got a lot going on, and I'm sure he'd rather not spend hours debating every detail.
I canna think of a time or a tale where a Reach folk and Nord extended a hand to one another unless each was holding a dagger. This may be the first time such a thing's occurred. May it not be the last. Much as anything can. Stone crumbles, forests burn, even Daedra die now and again. This life's a struggle. The only thing that's changed is what we struggle against. The peace will last so long as we fight for it. Aye. We've trod in circles with blood and raid clouding our eyes for as long as anyone can remember. But just now, we've glimpsed a new path of this endless trail of suffering. Peace is on the horizon, and we're for it now, with all we've got.
It still doesn't feel real to me. So much has happened since we first met that it feels like a lifetime ago. The nightmare is finally over, though. I know I won't wake up to find everything as it was, but there's a new dawn at least. Prince Ernskar is eager to lay out the terms of our new accord, but that's tomorrow's work. After this, my only order of business is to get out of this damned finery. It may be good for impressing folk, but it's like wearing a mountain goat.
That was a heartening display. The Reach folk are often dismissed as savage and beastly, but they have a strong sense of honor. I know that all too well. Much Reach blood stained my blade during Varen's rebellion. Not all were proud and noble warriors, but many deserved respect. It is the duty of those who fight to remember those who die. even their foes. No, it was a just war. Still, I bear no ill will toward the Reach folk for the misdeeds of the Longhouse Emperors. Look around. It is plain to see that they possess as much honor and goodness as anyone else. I hope they enjoy a lasting peace.
Good work, partner. It's always a pleasure to fight by your side. Forgive me for saying this, but I hope we don't need to do that again for quite some time. Don't worry, I'll stick around to raise a glass or two with you, celebrate our victory. If I stay too long, though, one of these leader types will try to send me on another mission. Sai might not mind, but I'm determined to finally relax a little. Hey, I enjoy saving the world as much as the next hero, but even I have my limits. I want to spend some time with the man I love, traveling and doing anything that doesn't involve hitting somebody with my axe. Initially, not even a little. There are a lot of things I've been meaning to do with Sai that should keep me occupied for a few weeks. And when we do get restless, I have a knack for stumbling into the next threat to the realm. We'll be fine.
Never thought I'd set foot in Markarth except to conquer it. Strange times. Strange, but not entirely unpleasant. Still, I'll not get comfortable here. Too much dwarf workings and old stone. May as well live in a barrow. My hold endures, as we always have. Though we might not have weathered the Harrowstorms without that elixir Fenorian and old Mjolnir concocted, they still threaten the countrysides. But we can fight free of the fear that we'll be made monsters. Better, much better. There's still a pall that hangs over her to the rest of the townsfolk. But at home we're beginning to feel more like a family again. She even smiles now and again. You've got enough arse-kissing to endure, but I'm grateful.
In all my years, I have neither seen nor heard of such a miracle as you've delivered today. You must have Shore's own bond with Mother Wolf for her to carry so many lost pups back here. This old woman not important enough to merit an invitation, is that it? If you must know, Svanna asked me to counsel her on the Reach, but I'd have come whether I was invited or not. Can't trust such important matters to the likes of kings. That I have. Many times during the vast span of my life, though not in some years. The city never changes, only the occupants. Perhaps that will change now, should this peace hold. I should think this whole affair taught you that nothing lasts forever. But it seems to me the people are ready for this peace. I don't think it'll crumble easily so long as ambitious fools aren't permitted to chip away at it.
After everything that's happened, I think I'll enjoy a nice, quiet month of Ravenwatch Castle. Ah, who am I kidding? I'll be lucky if Adusa lets us rest tonight. What's left of the Grey Host may be in shambles, but the leftovers are certain to make trouble elsewhere, even with their Ashen Lord gone. Plus, we'll need to catch up on who else has been up to no good while they hogged our attention. Oh, you'll be the first to read the naughty list when we've got one, trust me. Maybe I'll even tag along, but no caves this time.
This one is not used to being this close to the center of attention. She does not like it. Give Adusa a shadow or dark corner. Celebrations such as these tend to be too bright and noisy for my taste. Does a tiger need to be thanked for killing a terror bird? Adusa Daro does not hunt to be appreciated. She hunts because it is her nature. The only reward this one needs is worthy prey and fresh blood. You think so? That would make this endeavor much more bearable. Perhaps this tiger will linger a while longer. So far, so good. He has skills and a sense of honor that will serve him well. This one hoped to let Gwendis take him under her wing, finish his training. But as usual, the little one sees a toy to play with instead of a brother to assist.
You done the Ravenwatch proud. I don't suppose you'd accept an assignment to reorder all of Count Verandis' records? No? Well, I can look forward to that later. For now, we celebrate. No, I won't be barricading myself in the library any longer. But someone has to curate our records. Can you imagine Adusa doing it? Or Gwendis? I'll show you the state of her sock drawer sometime. This was quite the adventure, wasn't it? But we survived it, even if it was touch and go there for a bit. Forgive me for being sentimental, but it was you who got me through it. I'll always be grateful for that. Well, I mean it all the same. If there's ever a time when you need someone to be there for you, count on me. Now go on. Everyone wants to talk to you, and I'm only liable to embarrass myself if I keep carrying on.
So you and Fenorian managed without me, I see. Is it true that the last of the Grey Host has finally joined his brothers and sisters in the grave? Then you have the Pyre Watch's eternal gratitude. I must return their stolen remains to the unhallowed grave, and bury them deeply enough to be forgotten by all but my order. Once it is rebuilt. No, some of those defending the Bankerai garrison showed interest, but most of them were only seeking a less hazardous post. The Pyre Watch has no need of layabouts and cowards. We must be eternally vigilant. Perhaps I will try Kvatch next.
Friend, you've done more for me people than most Reachmen know. You've changed my view of Outlanders, that's for sure and certain. I think the spirits are smiling on us once more. The Thorn Roots have given my clan no more trouble, and I'm thankful. Father thinks it's time I take up more of the leadership of the clan, so he's teaching me the ways. Ugh, I hope I'm ready.
It's a grand occasion you've delivered us to, Outsider. I'm glad Madonna and I could be a part of it. Free and safe, thankfully. After the trouble with the Thorn Roots, we found shelter in the mountains. Now, it seems that it's safe for us to return to the lowlands. And I'm passing on to Madonna what knowledge I can. She is ready to lead.
Finally, a moment to pause and reflect. You've a great deal to reflect upon, too. You stopped the Grey Host, restored life to Markarth's dead, saved Tamriel from certain peril. That's a rather long list of accomplishments, I must say. Since the incident with Pithis, I've focused on applying myself to my studies. My fellow Sijiks never faulted me for what happened. They've been nothing but supportive. So much so, in fact, that they've asked me to consider taking an apprentice. Me!
It's good to see you once more, friend. I can barely believe the same outsider who helped me was involved in such important work. To see everyone who's been brought here by your deeds is inspiring. And it's good to see Modern and Jasen. Each day I reach more Eagle Seers with the tale you helped us discover. I believe many are beginning to reconsider the feud with the Six Fords. It'll take time before there's peace, but I still have hope.
I'm glad to see you, Outsider. I can scarce believe everyone you've drawn to this place. Esla and I were just remarking on it as we were catching up. Drasen and I have been speaking with the Six Fords. Not all heed the tale that Barth taught us, but some are beginning to question the point of a continued feud. Esla and I have kept in contact. She seems to not hold what happened against me.
Outsider, Modern told me everything you went through to help stop the handfasting between him and Eslin. That now seems small in comparison. I'm so grateful you came to my homeland.
If you told me a season ago that the leader of Western Skyrim would share a dais with the Reach King, I would have laughed in your face. But here we are. Not much to rebel against now that Arana's made peace with the Ard. We'll stay long enough to deal with any grey hosts lurking nearby, and then we'll be on our way. Markarth's not the sort of place werewolves should linger in. Too many people. The survivors asked me to be chieftain, but it's time to let the Ghost Song clan go, and begin a new clan with a new name. Better to leave the dark old ways behind. Thinking about the name Longfangs, or Wolf Runners.